Welcome to Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. My name is Germaine Washington, and I'm your host. For today's show, we will be talking with motivational speaker, entrepreneur, and radio host, Mr. Nolen Davis. He will talk about how he became an entrepreneur and motivational speaker. In addition, he will talk about his upcoming event and how he broke the Guinness Book of Records for interviewing the most people in a 24-hour period. Mr. Davis speaks on how leadership is important to all of us every day, and this information will also empower future entrepreneurs and inspire current business leaders in our community.
Six years ago, I created a company called The Perfect Gentleman. It actually became a TV show. This TV show showed guys everything they needed to know. I wanted guys to have an opportunity to be great, so we showed everything from art to wine to recipes, but the company failed and my family and I were evicted. So I did some research and I found online that video was going to be the next biggest thing on social media, on the internet, on your websites. So we started a video production company from scratch. I took everything that I knew in video from being on TV and I coached people. I found out that I didn't really need to help people become great, that they were great already, that all I had to do was find their greatness and show it to the world. I wanted to make sure we had happy clients.
At the Lone Star School of Music, we only use Vids Inc. for all of our video needs.
So after developing that message, I needed to know that the message worked.
So Nolen did videos for our company, did a total of 4 videos, and they have just made all the difference.
I travel all over to make sure people know how to use that message with technology to get that message out. And then I take it a step further. I actually utilize my speaking skills to inspire young kids to become entrepreneurs themselves. My name is Nolen Davis, and my company is Vids, Inc.
All right. Are you guys ready to live your dreams?
Nolen, welcome to our show.
Hey,
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
That was an amazing video, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very inspirational. So you have such a wide variety of a background. I mean, you're a motivational speaker, you're an entrepreneur, you've broken the Guinness Book of Records. Can you tell me how you got your start? How did all of this come about?
Well, when you say start, what do you mean by that? So
how did you become an entrepreneur? How did you decide to do all of these things that you do? Motivational speaking, Guinness Book of Records, it's just so much.
Well, you know, I started off my first company at the age of 19. I partnered with my brother and we had a t-shirt company. And I always came up with different ideas. When I was in high school, I literally had an invention in my head. And I had a book of inventions, and I showed my aunt one of my inventions, and she said, you know what, that's not gonna work. Everything that's been a good idea has already been created. It would have been created already. And like a year or two later, we were sitting there on the couch, and my invention came up for 1995. And at that time, at an early age, I said, most people don't obviously know what they're talking about. So that's when I just kind of started my own plight. So my first company, I started at 19, just doing t-shirts or whatever the case may be. And I've dibbled and dabbled in business ever since.
Okay, it's very interesting. So can you tell me how you decided to break the Guinness Book of Records for the most speeches in a 24-hour period? Like, how did that just come to your mind?
Well, the last one was the most TV interviews in 24 hours. Okay. So I have what's called Up Social Network. We have an actual networking group where people can network in the room, kind of like a B&I type of situation. We network in the room, we get to know each other, give referrals back and forth to grow your business. What I wanted to do was take it to another level. So I took it to a point to where I own a video production company, so I wanted to stream it live, and I had a little bit of a TV background. So now I host a show each person sits here and talks to me about their business. We put it out there on the internet and stream it live, and we get thousands of views. So not only do you network in the room, you network digitally as well. So what I did was I said, what if I could break the Guinness Book of World Records for having the most interviews and use nothing but my business owners to promote their business, and everybody wins. So that's what we did.
So did you contact the Guinness Book of Records and tell them what you were doing, and then they came out to check to make sure you were going to do this?
Absolutely. There's a whole process. So as I look at marketing ideas to make me stand out from everybody else, it's something called a blue ocean strategy, to where you actually remove yourself from the competition and make you stand out from everybody else. That's kind of what I did with Up Social, just the idea itself. And then to market it, I used the Guinness World Record to really promote it. So we now have multiple locations throughout Houston.
Okay. Now, you're also an author. Tell me about the book that you wrote, and how did you get your inspiration to write this book?
So the book that I'm writing is a collaboration, is Bio Boot Camp. So Bio Boot Camp, I took all the smartest people that I knew that had anything to do with the medical field. We're releasing the book December 17th. Just in a couple of weeks. Everything is being finished right now. So Bio Boot Camp has a doctor, a nutritionist, a trainer, a chef. Big shout out to Chef Cassie. She is like a celebrity chef out here, and an ex-NFL player, and myself. These are people that are within my network. So what we also want to do with our networking group is put books and projects together by utilizing the resources that we have right there. I pay for everything, and we just all market it together. So it's a win-win on that as well.
Very interested. I can't wait for the book to come out. We're going to have to bring you back on so you can show us all about the book.
Absolutely.
Loving that. So now you also, in addition to your video company, in addition to breaking records for the Guinness Book of Records and writing a book, you also have a radio show called Step Up Radio that you do. Tell me all about the radio show and how you got started and how you decided to get on radio.
Well, the most historic radio stations that's right here in Houston, where Ray Charles was, Aretha Franklin, some of the greats, is KCOH. So KCOH, I kind of met some of the people there and told them about my idea of having a motivational talk show, to where I literally take people and use them almost as ingredients. And what I mean by that is that as we kind of create our own recipe for success, you need ingredients. So you learn from each person that's either done it or they're on their path to do it. So we talk to motivational people, business owners, people of influence right here, and actually from all over, because they call in as well. And Step Up Radio means self-discipline, talent, experience, and purpose will unleash your potential.
So what type of guests have you had on so far? Who are some of your guests, and what do you guys talk about on the radio show? Like, give me some examples.
Well, on the radio, I've actually had Les Brown on the radio.
Okay.
I've had George Foreman on the radio show. Okay. I've had some people that are running for office. I've had athletes on. I've had ex-athletes on. I've had multiple ex-NFL players, ex-NBA players. And it's really just, I feel like we can learn from each other's story. So what does it take for you to break through, for you to get to the next level or step up to that next level? And I have it on my show.
Wow, that's so interesting. So you're also talking to people about leadership, and in our next segment we're going to talk more about that. But just give me a little bit of overview on how you inspire people to be leaders.
So I have a talk called Step Up to Greatness, which step up still means the same thing. And what we do is I do motivational speeches, because I feel like leadership a lot of time is all perception, right, and perspective, right? Okay. So we'll talk about that. Okay,
so when we return from our break, we will continue this conversation with Mr. Nolen Davis as he discusses how we all can become leaders in our everyday lives. As always, I want to remind everyone to check out our Goldman Sachs 10,000 Small Businesses program under the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department, who will be having new cohorts in 2020. You can get all of this information about this program on our website at hccs.edu/smallbusiness. This program continues to move forward towards its goal to help 10,000 small businesses. See if you qualify. We'll be right back.
Meet Saskia. She loves cars. Seriously, she whistles at them. So she's studying engineering at Houston Community College. After that, a 4-year degree. Then it's off to the races. HCC, for everyone, anytime.
Did you know that Houston Community College has the largest enrollment of online community college students in the United States? Hi, I'm Paul Calhoun. The HCC Online College proudly enrolls over 20,000 students. We offer more than 30 online degree and certificate programs, as well as online student services, including admissions, advising, counseling, and technical support. HCC Online College, anywhere, anytime. For more information, visit our website, hccs.edu/online.
I'm an international student and I'm here to study for a firefighter. This is my dream and I had the opportunity to come here because HCC has a good program to study for a firefighter and I will do that.
Welcome back to Our Community, Our Money, the Entrepreneur in You. I would like to welcome back Mr. Nolen Davis, and we're going to continue our conversation all about leadership. Now, I want to know, what are some of the ways and examples? I know you have your radio show and your book and everything, but what are some examples of how you inspire people to become leaders every day in their everyday lives?
So one of the things that I like to do is, and I feature it on the show, is called Random Acts of Kindness. So there's a lot of people, and I feel like leaders really lead with their heart. So a couple of different things. One, I try to give back to the community as much as I can to show that, you know, once you get to a certain level, you never forget where you came from. And that's really been my plight of everything that I do, is that I really create platforms for people to reveal their greatness and try to inspire others through my example. So giving back to the community is really big to me. So we try to do that. And on our radio show, we like to feature on Feel Good Fridays, we like to feature people that are doing random acts of kindness, because it's so often in the world that we live in right now with social media and everybody's trying to beat everybody else, it feels like, right? You know, as soon as somebody says something, people are trolling on this page and they're doing all of this, and you got to try to cut them up before, you know, stuff gets out of hand and you don't want to look bad. So, you know, I really want to promote true kindness and hope, that there's hope for humanity, so to speak, that we're not just all going down into the garbage can.
Correct. So showing kindness is a way of being a leader, and it's a way of showing people that you can step above all of that bullying and negativity.
Absolutely.
And by stepping up to kindness and doing random acts of kindness, that empowers you, so to speak, as to become a leader?
Yes, but I like to show people that to be a true leader, you have to lead with your heart. Like everybody thinks it's all about like trying to outsmart this person. You'll never have a true team of people that you would lead that will stay around you if they don't feel like you care about them.
Right.
So that's the number one key to leadership. Now you can be the smartest person in the room and can't lead anybody.
And don't have anyone that want to follow
Right.
you and what you do.
Absolutely.
So as you know, this show is all about entrepreneurs and helping people who are already entrepreneurs or that would like to become entrepreneurs. So speaking directly to our entrepreneurs out there, what are some of the ways that you can inspire them to be leaders in their businesses and in their quest to become business owners?
Well, first and foremost, I need people to understand that resources are out there. And when I say resources, information is a resource. If you can take the time, meaning have patience, if you can take the time to learn everything and then process it from a standpoint of your evolution. The first video I made is totally different than the video that I make now. Right? The equipment that I use, the way that I utilize the software is totally different. That's an evolution. Most people, we live in a microwave society to where they want immediate gratification. If you know, I'll give you an example. I started my company doing multiple camera shoots with teleprompters and everything, starting at about $499 a video. Now, the reason I did that is because one, I didn't really have the experience. I had a little bit of experience. I had the Perfect Gentleman TV show, like you showed earlier in that video.
Right.
I had that show, but it didn't really work out. And when it didn't work out, we had all this computer equipment. So what I did was I took every frame and shot that I wasn't in and made a sizzle reel. So we were in restaurants, we were in museums, art galleries, on yachts. I took all of those shots, put some music behind it and said, I can make your business look like this for $4.99.
So you took a lemon and made lemonade
Absolutely.
and used it as advertising.
Absolutely.
For your next venture.
Absolutely. So stepping up, using that as a platform to step up
Right.
to the next greatest thing that I'm going to do.
Right.
So when I did that because I knew I didn't have a portfolio and I didn't have any references where people could say, well, Nolen Davis did a great job. Nobody could say that. But if it was cheap enough, I could build a portfolio, learn through that whole situation. But more importantly, every time I did a video, I did it like it was a $2,000, $3,000 video so I could get to the point to charge $2,000. So sometimes you have to give, and that means leading with your heart that you literally care about, not just the people that you lead, but your clients as well.
Very interesting. So people are always starting new businesses every day, and as you know, 95% of small businesses tend to fail. What kind of advice would you give, because you know you had the same experience, and based on your experience, what type of advice do you give these new companies when they're about to start up their new business? Like what should they be doing to get going and get their business started?
So one of the things, if you look at Step Up, it's literally your fingerprint, right? Step Up means that self-discipline is where you can learn anything. Your talent is your God-given talent. You can do something different than everybody else can do. Now, when you take that talent with your environment or your experiences, those things that you learned from your family, from the geographical location in the world where you grew up, and then your passion and purpose, I'm saying all of that to say that when you literally put your spin on things, that's when you become successful. If you're gonna open up a cheeseburger shop, don't say, I'm seeing McDonald's and I wanna be McDowell's. We just don't have the sesame seeds, right?
Right.
So it's not the Big Mac, but it's the Big Mick, right? So we don't wanna do that. You wanna come up with your own situation, your own secret sauce.
Right. And so a lot of businesses out there, people talk about financing and they don't have the money or they can't last in business long enough. Do you have any ideas on financial empowerment or how they can, you know, earn the money or get the capital needed to start their businesses?
Now, it totally depends. So I started my company with $100.
Wow.
Like literally, I started with $100 and I am where I am. Now, there's a lot of people that are out there, and if you network, especially with us, there's WBEA out there. There's SCORE that's out there. There's a lot of places that can get you the money and get you prepared for the money, but then again, that takes patience, right? people go somewhere and say, I can't get the money right now, not thinking, let me just go ahead and do this for 12 months, and in 12 months I can get the money.
Right.
But if you have the patience that you need, you can literally take $100 and build it and build it and build it, and then be where you want to be.
Okay, so we're going to continue this conversation. The Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department has so many unique areas under its department to reach students, communities, and entrepreneurs. There's so many opportunities and resources available to entrepreneurs through the Entrepreneurial Initiatives Department. Also, the Corporate College, which is in partnership with the Texas Workforce Commission, and they are currently providing funding opportunities through the Skills Development Fund and the Skills for Small Business program, where you can be trained, your employees, at no cost to your business. All of these resources and information can be found on our website at hccs.edu/smallbusiness. You should definitely check it out. We'll be right back.
Meet Travion. His mom went to Houston Community College, so choosing that was easy. Choosing what to study from more than 100 instructional fields? Not so much. HCC, for everyone, anytime.
I chose HCC because the classes are really affordable and I have great control of my schedule. Also, the staff is really friendly and there's a lot of friendly students that help me throughout my courses. It really focuses on helping you as a student succeed.
Meet Bethel. She has a passion for fashion and a need to succeed, so she's going for 2 associate's degrees at Houston Community College, fashion design and merchandising. HCC, for everyone, anytime.
In this segment, we will be continuing to speak with Nolen Davis about his upcoming event that will be happening in January. He will tell us how you can be a part of it and if you can have the potential to win $10,000. So, Nolen, let's talk about your event. Now,
right.
Your event is going to be happening.
I'm excited now. I'm telling you now. I'm excited.
Now you've perked up.
Exactly.
So your event is going to be happening on January 18th, 2020, correct?
Yes.
And can you tell me all about the event? What's going to happen?
So I'm going to break the Guinness Book of World Records again for the most performed live speeches in multiple cities in 24 hours. We're doing it on Martin Luther King's weekend, the weekend that we celebrate Martin Luther King for having a dream. My vision comes together 2020. What we're doing is we're taking 10 cities around Houston. We're going to have 10 speakers at each city, 300 people at each location, 10 vendors at each location, and I am going to travel releasing a new part of my Step Up to Greatness concert, because what I try to do is more of a concert than just a speech. But having speakers that are knowledgeable in a TED Talk style speech at each location to keep everybody involved and engaged until I get there, it's going to be a huge event.
Sounds amazing, but there's a lot to digest in just that little
Yes.
sentence.
Okay,
So
so
first of all, let me step back.
Go ahead.
So when you say that your step up is a concert instead of just a speech, can you explain to our viewers what you mean by a concert?
So what I mean by a concert is that motivational speaking is usually a man with a microphone, right? So when I speak, I have a chemist out doing some things, a painter out doing some things, a Harlem Globetrotter out, and they literally act out some of the analogies that I lace with my motivational speech. So it's a little bit more interactive because I feel like the phone is giving everybody ADD these days. So just to sit there and watch a guy with the microphone, sometimes it just doesn't get it, especially for our youth, right? So just to try to make it that much more. So I have 10 parts to my concert. So each part and each area is going to be a different parts of the speech.
Okay, so they actually have a visual along with the speech that
Yes,
you're giving, which
and
is
music.
And music
Yes.
as well. Okay, so now also you say you're going to be in multiple cities going around. So are you going to go to the different cities all around town and
Yes.
make stops at each of the cities?
Yes, so we're gonna have a venue at each location. So like Pasadena, Pearland, League City, the Woodlands, Houston. We're gonna have all of these locations to where I have the police motorcade is going to take me to each one of these locations so I can come do my speech. My speech is about 10 minutes at each location, and then we go on to the next location.
So the speakers, do they have any special qualifications to be able to be a part of this event to speak, or is anyone just allowed to come up and speak?
Well, no,
about it?
that's a great question. There is qualifications. A lot of these people are entrepreneurs and nonprofit owners. A lot of these people are already influencers, and a lot of these people are already part of Up Social Network. So I'm always about promoting our own people on every platform possible via books, live streams, or even big events like this.
Wonderful. So I'm aware that they have an opportunity to win $10,000.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
So as we look at 300 people in 10 different locations, that's 3,000 people altogether, 100 speakers and 100 vendors. We're literally looking at 3,200 people that's going to be involved. Each one of those people that are going to either attend, be a vendor, a sponsor, a speaker, whatever it is, to any degree, has the opportunity to win $10,000 for their business. Our hashtag is 10K giveaway.
Okay.
So, and our other hashtag is record breakers. What we're trying to do in January is give you the mindset of breaking your own personal records so that way you can live your best life.
So what are the judges looking for the people to win the $10,000? Like what is going to give me the $10,000 over someone else?
So it's really kind of a pitch competition, and all of those details have not been released, and they'll be released next week.
Okay, that is so wonderful. Well, listen, Nolen, thank you so much for being on our show today. I am so excited about all of what you're doing in the upcoming events.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me. I love what you're doing here.
It was a pleasure talking with Nolen Davis today. And as always, I would like to share this tip for future entrepreneurs about leadership. This quote is from Oprah Winfrey. Don't worry about being successful, but work toward being significant, and the success will naturally follow. Thanks for watching Our Community, Our Money, The Entrepreneur in You. See you next time.